Hey everyone, this is One Man Zerg casting a game from the Global Gamer Invitational qualifying rounds. This game is between Inka on the left side of the map, or the 9 o'clock position, and Ogs.Gon in the top middle, or the 12 o'clock position. And just for a little background, OGS is a member of Old Generations, which is a top Korean Starcraft 2 and Starcraft pro team. They view themselves as more of a close-knit group of players than a typical pro team. And the name comes from the fact that most of the members of OGS are former SC1 pro gamers or coaches, so kind of original gamers. And Inka's dropped in a pylon on 9. Nothing too exciting happening this early. It doesn't look like any cheese is going down. And then just a little background on Inka. Inka is an American Protoss player. He actually became a Protoss player in 2008. He switched over from Terran. And that's also the year he started to play competitively. He played for teams before, such as Micro Gamers, it's a top European team, and Nerds at Work, a top Swedish team, until the summer of 2009, in which he joined Evil Geniuses when he was invited to join them. And just chronoing out some probes. So he's got a lot of units hotkeyed here. And then here's OGS over here. And just want to give a couple shout outs. First off, this is the Global Gamer Invitational qualifying rounds, and this tournament is sponsored by iFixit. They donated $2,000 to this. And iFixit, their goal is to teach every person on Earth how to fix everything they own. So you can visit them at ifixit.com. They have manuals on how to fix things, and then I guess they sell little tools or pieces to fix things with, and that's how kind of make their money. And then Esports United is pairing with Intel, and they've donated $1,000 to this tournament. So Esports United and iFixit, and then IC Cup, who is broadcasting this tournament. That's probably where you're watching it right now. And then just my own shout out, if you go to the UEN.com or the UEN TV, that's our little channel. You see, Inka's in here and he is getting his probe rounds, trying to see what OGS is doing, and OGS putting that orbital up on 16. Really standard play right there. And Inka getting a cybernetic score after the gateway. Also very, very standard play. So both players are going with really standard openings, and looks like Inka's probably going to wait to get a Stalker until after the Cybernetics core is open. That's a pretty common thing to do. If you don't see any Reapers coming in, or if you do see Reapers, you need to get that Stalker quick. But if you don't see any cheese coming, there's no need to produce those Zealots that early if that's not your strategy that you're going with. And then OGS finally looking like he's taking this probe down over here. We're going to work to take out that probe. You don't want the opponent to stay in your base too long. They're going to see your next tech advancement, and then you can see that he's just got a tech lab on this barracks right now. That's not going to tell Inka anything about this game really. So OGS is in a good position to advance his tech without knowing. Oh, and he's dropping a proxy factory over here, so that could mean some Hellions in the back of the base. It's a really interesting strategy. I don't often see a proxy factory. And then Inka going with the quick robo bay, so a 1-gate robo right now. That is also a very interesting strategy, and he's on 2 gas, so you can see he's definitely pulling in that gas quick. And then looks like OGS is also in with 2 gas, so they're both going for some kind of tech build right now. Not exactly sure what, but we can see on the production tab neither of them is massing a big army. Oh, and OGS is dropping this in the back of his base. Looks like he might be able to get some Hellions in on Inka without Inka being able to stop that quickly from the start, because these Stalkers, if positioned properly, could stop a decent Hellion push from the front, because they're armored, and Hellions are good versus light units, so you know how that matchup goes. And then it looks like OGS is pushing in with a small force here, bringing those SCVs, so he's got a little extra meat. Oh, and then Inka spots the factory in the back, but he is pincered right now, so we don't know what's going to happen. He is getting out that Immortal. The Immortal's going to handle those Marauders very well and help take out this building as well. But he's got to position himself really well, and you can see he's made this really nice wall off over here. So he's able to use some probes to pincer the Terran's army, and the Hellion is getting in on that probe line. If that Hellion can stay there for too long, that is going to be a lot of damage that Inka does not want to suffer right now. Inka's got a good sized force in there though, but he is targeting down those Stalkers. OGS is targeting down those Stalkers real quickly, getting that Hellion in the back of the base, doing some terrible damage right now. Looks like this Marauder might be able to get this force under control. Got the Marines down, gonna aim for that Marauder. And yeah, this Immortal regaining control of the situation, but there has been some damage done. We see his harvester count is down to 13. That is, Inka is down to 13 when OGS is still at 22. So we can see that huge income differential because all of the probes were pulled off the line, and a huge loss to all of the harvesters. Oh, and he gets another Hellion out, and you can see these probes are a little bit low, so that could be troublesome, but I think Inka's going to get him out in time. But still, enough to delay the mining of all these probes, and that's something that's really going to negatively affect Inka right now. You can see his resources. This is his actual resources. He's really low. Can't even start producing another probe yet. There he goes. Got up to 50. And these Hellions are just so quick. He's OGS is going to be able to get that in the back again and maybe do some more harassment. Oh, goes down before it kills anything. But the factory is getting out of there, and he is tech switching to Ravens, going with the double Starport build. His economy has not been affected. He's got the Banshees coming out. He's got the Cloak coming out. And Inka is just in a troublesome position right now. I think he's getting some stalkers. Looks like he's going to go push over there, check out what his opponent has right now. Maybe able to push in if he thinks OGS has gone with no troops since that push. That would put Inka in a good position to push back out. But he does have a Raven here. Looks like he doesn't have enough for the point defense, but he drops an auto turret. That's an interesting use, and that, look at that range. He just knows exactly what he's doing right there. This Cloak Banshee is going to cause havoc. I do not know. Does he have a... Yes, he has an Observer, and here's the Observer right now. But he only has 2 sentries left, and sentries aren't the best damage dealers against air, and especially only 2 of them. So OGS might be able to get in here and do some more damage to Inka. And that Observer is trying to play catch up with his Banshee. Oh, Banshee running out of energy. Gonna have to get out of the base. Will it survive? Gets over that edge. It looks like it's doing fine. And Inka does not have Blink. He doesn't have his Templar Archive, so he's not going to have that up for a while if he at all gets it. And that's going to make those Banshees and their maneuverability that much better against your opponent. If you have the Blink, you can really deal effectively with air units, with Stalkers, but if you don't have that Blink, you're really hampered by what you can do and how you have to position your troops to block out your opponent. And if we look at that army size, Inka is actually in the lead right now, and it looks like OGS hasn't been able to take advantage of his Banshees yet. So I don't know if that switch is going to work out well for him. He did get such a nice advantage early in the game with that dual push with the factory in the back of the base. And we can see he's put Inka on his heels playing defensively, but Inka is right back in there economically. He's got the same amount of harvesters, same income going on here. And yeah, OGS isn't even using his mules. I think he's just saving that energy. Oh, OGS is expanding here though. That's going to put him in a really good position. I don't know if Inka's ready to expand yet. He's a little low on minerals. It looks like he's getting ready to expand, and Inka maybe pushing out over here. Maybe trying to test OGS's front, see what he can do with that. Getting a little out of position with these Stalkers. They are a little forward of the majority of his army. Yes, he gets that Guardian Shield up. That is going to inhibit those Marines' damage greatly. But it looks like OGS just has too many troops. The point defense drone drops. That really kills all those Stalkers' damage. It doesn't stop the Immortal Shots or the Sentry, but it is enough to stop all the Stalkers, and that was the majority of Inka's army. And Inka is forced to push back. I don't know if he's going to be able to deal with this force. That is a very sizable force there from OGS. He's able to take down that Raven, and then he's got these Stim Marines, so they'll be a little easier to take down, but he has almost no army right now. If you look at that army comparison, OGS is just in commanding, and there Inka has left the game. It's a good game. Inka's done for. It really looks like that that early factory, that proxy factory move over here by OGS just set the tone for the game. Able to get this harass in there and really push Inka out of position here. Had his base walled off, but those SCVs in the front to take some damage, and then just a really balanced army to take out the Stalkers while putting a strong harassment on the probe line with that Hellion, and just forcing him, even if he's not killing that many, which he did kill a lot of them, he's forcing him to get off the line so he can't mine a lot. And let's watch these. 3 kills here, 4 kills here. These Hellions were just ripping it up inside the base, and I think that just set the tone for the rest of the game. And then Inka was just playing from behind with that huge income detriment and that huge loss of harvesters. Really, it's hard to come back from any kind of situation like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game. We will go on to game 2 between OGS and Inka.